Hey, fourth graders, this is Mr. Hatch. Today we are going to be dividing using place value. Yesterday, you and your teacher were doing this with 2 by 1 digit numbers. Today, we are going to be continuing that learning with 3 digit numbers dividing by 1 digit numbers. Here are our learning targets for today. I can decompose numbers into their place values. I can divide 3 digit numbers using place value. I can accurately identify the remainder in a division problem. Let's get started. Okay, you may notice there is one big difference between today's problems and yesterday's problems, and that is just that this is a 3 digit number here instead of a 2 digit number. We're using the same process that you and your teacher discussed yesterday. There's just an additional step because we have 3 digits here. Let's get started on this example problem. So here we have 847. First thing we need to do is break that up by place value. So we're going to start with the 8. We have an 8 in the hundreds place. I know that if I have an 8 in the hundreds place, that's worth 8 hundreds or 800. So I'm going to write 800. I have a 4 in the tens place. That's worth 4 tens or 40. I have a 7 in the ones place. That's just worth 7 ones or 7. Okay. Well, now I'm ready to start writing my number sentences. So here I'm going to write 800 divided by 4. The 1 digit number I'm dividing by is 4. Equals. Okay, well, now I need to divide 800 by 4. I know that 8 divided by 4 would be 2, and I have 2 zeros after 800 here. So that means I can put a 2 here because 8 divided by 4 is 2. And then I have 2 zeros, and the same as multiplication, I'm going to put my 2 zeros after my digit. So 800 divided by 4 is 200. Well, next I have 40. I'm going to write out 40 divided by 4 again. I have to think, okay, 40 divided by 4. Well, I know 4 times 10 is 40. So that means that 40 divided by 4 would be 10. Another way to do this is to see, okay, 4 divided by 4 is 1. And then I add my 0 onto the end. 40 divided by 4 is 10. Next, I'm going to do 7 divided by 4. And this one will not be as clean as the other two because 4 can not go into 7 an equal amount of times. I know that 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, so it can't be 2 because 8 is bigger than 7, so I'm going to have to do 1. 7 divided by 4, all I can get out of that is 1. Well, that means I'm going to have some left over. And yesterday we learned that if we have something left over when dividing, that's called the remainder. So I'm going to have a remainder here. So I'm going to write 1 remainder. Let's see. 4 times 1 is 4. So then I would have to do 7 minus 4. So that means I would have a remainder of 3. Let's shift this over a bit so it all fits. So I have 1 remainder 3. Let's break that down a little bit. I have a 1 because I divided 7 by 4 one time. 4 can only go into 7 once. If it goes in twice, it's 8 and it's too big, so it can't go in twice. It can only go in once, which means I have some digits remaining, approximately 3 left over. So that means I have a remainder of 3. I can go ahead and write my remainder over here, remainder of 3. And I can add up my partial products here. So I had 200 plus 10 plus 1, and we have our remainder over here. So now I'm going to do my addition, bring my 1 down again, bring my 2 down. Now I have my final answer. Make sure not to leave out your remainder. It is a part of your answer. So I have 211, remainder 3. That's my final answer. Let's take a look at one more here. Here we have 538 divided by 5. Well, I'm going to start by breaking down these numbers by place value. I have a 5 in the hundreds place, which means that is going to be worth 5 hundreds or 500. I have a 3 in the tens place, which means it's going to be worth 3 tens or 30. I have an 8 in the ones place, 8 ones or 8. All right, now I can write my number sentences. I can write out 500 divided by 5. We're dividing by this 1-digit number here. Let's make these all the same font, size, equals. Okay, well, let's see. 5 can go into 5 one time, right? Because 5 times 1 is 5. So we can put a 1 here. And then I have 2 zeros. I can add my 2 zeros onto my 1, which tells me 500 divided by 5 is 100. And 5 times 100 would be 500. So good to go. Okay, our next one is 30 divided by 5. I know that 5 times 6 would give me 30. So our answer is just 6. Finally, I have 8 here. So I'm going to write 8 divided by 5 equals what? Okay. Well, now I know 5 can go into 8. If it goes in once, that's just 5, and that's not 8, but it's close. 5 times 2 would be 10, which is more than 8, so it can't go into 8 2 times. 5 can only go into 8 one time, which means that our answer is going to be 1, but we have a remainder. We have something left over here. So I have to think in my head, okay, what would be left over if I have 5 in? Then that means 8 minus 5. So that would give me 3. So I'd have a remainder of 3. So all right, R3. We're going to go ahead and write our remainder out over here. R3. Now I'm ready to add my partial products. So I'm going to write 500 plus only 6 this time, and plus 1. Okay. I'm going to bring down, we'll have 6 plus 1, which is going to give me 7, 0, and then I have a 5. So my final answer would be 507. Don't forget that remainder 3. Okay, let's briefly review what we've done here. This is going to be an example problem on your slide deck today. Today you'll be completing 4 problems that look just like these ones. This will be your example, so let's take note. The first thing we did is we decomposed our 3-digit number by place value. We found the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. We then wrote 3 division number sentences, and we divided by 4 in each number sentence here. Finally, we remembered to write our remainder down, whatever is left over, and we added our partial products up to find the final answer, remembering to include our remainder. All right, guys, you are now going to practice this with 4 problems. If you get stuck, come back to this video, find the step you're stuck on, and watch it again. Good luck, everybody. I know you got this, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.